Hello, guys, and welcome to this Sunday edition of Devour Hour. Today, I actually don't have a meal prep recipe for you. Instead, I have a super shake recipe. Okay, so super shakes are a smoothie, essentially, of four specific things that make them so super. Okay, so a couple things. First off, a super shake, which is going to be made in usually a big container, is a meal. Okay, so this is a thing that I see a lot of is someone say like, I had a smoothie today as my snack and like, it was great, it was delicious. Like, okay, cool. But that was actually a meal, right? So super shakes, most smoothies in general are going to be a meal because they're made in a relatively big container and they have a lot of food to them or in them, right? So there's four components though that make a super shake a super shake. Okay, so first one. They start off with some form of fruit, okay? So, for instance, for you guys, I got a banana, and I have some frozen blueberries, okay? And I'll actually make this here in a second. But banana and frozen blueberries, that's the first thing. They start with some form of fruit. The second thing that all super shakes must have is a vegetable source, okay? So I have a couple cups of spinach that go into mine. It's about 2 to 3 cups of spinach that goes into every single one of my super shakes. Spinach works well. Any type of green, honestly, works well. Do not use green peppers. Greg, if you're out there at any point watching this, that's because of you at one point mentioned that. So don't use green peppers. But any green works really well, leafy green. Okay, so first they have to have a fruit source, and they also have to have a vegetable source. The third thing that they have to have is a protein source. Very commonly used, Chobani or Greek yogurt of any kind, non-fat, plain Greek yogurt of any kind. Protein powder works really well here. Those are the two main ones for most people, unless you're going to throw some tuna in your super shake, in which case, like, hey, be my guest. Just don't tell me how that tastes. And then, so the third component, protein. So we've got fruit, we got vegetable, we got protein. The last thing is they have to have some form of healthy fat. So a lot of times what we're going to use, I'm using, unfortunately, this is all I could find right now and I'm very sad, natural Jif. I typically use Smucker's Natural, which is just the peanuts and salt, which is like delicious. This creamy stuff isn't peanut butter to me. It's like sugary peanuts with like some weird texture to it, but hey, it works for now, right? Okay, so that's the last thing though, is they have to have a healthy fat. So what does that all equal? Well, you got your fruit, your smart carb, you have, which sweet potatoes actually work really well here too. You got your fruit, you got your vegetable, you got your protein, you got your healthy fat. Well, look at that, we made a meal out of a shake, right? So super shakes have to have those components to be a super shake. And then, of course, some form of liquid. I just use milk. Almond milk works really well. Water works. Juice will work, but, you know, juice ain't always the best. So let's make one real quick. Let's throw this bad boy together. So we got banana. Banana's going to be the base for most of these because the texture of a banana is just fantastic in a shake. Can't be beat. So some banana goes in the bottom there. And then, for me, I'm a guy, so I get a little bit more servings than most people do. In terms of fruit. So I go a full cup of frozen blueberries. I'd recommend most people go half cup. From there we get our greens, right? So we throw in, you can really, I mean, it doesn't really matter the order too much. Throw in some spinach. That's pushed down in there. Make sure you really push that down in. Otherwise you might think you can't fit that much in there. You can fit a lot more than you think you can in this container. Let's get some of that liquid in there. We're going milk. I use 2% milk. That's what I like to use. You know, whatever floats your boat. Just a little bit of that bad boy there. And then we go with some Chobani. I usually go about a half cup of Chobani. About a half cup will do the trick, usually. I give it a good blend first, you know. This is where you give it a good blend to get everything going. And then I add like the peanut butter. I know I'm a heathen. I filled past the max fill line. Oh, how dare me. I don't know why that max fill line is there, because it'll still work just fine. And then we're going to throw in the toppings. Excuse me, this is about to be really loud. All right, from here we're going to go peanut butter. And then this is where you could add in like some cinnamon. This is where you could add in some cacao if you like powdered cacao or cocoa powder even if you want to make like a chocolate version. This is where you could add in your protein powder. You can add in some coconut. There's a whole lot of stuff that you can add in at this point. The key, you always have to lick the peanut butter spoon. You gotta get all that peanut butter off of there. And then you gotta talk with your peanut butter mouth. And then you throw that guy back on there again. Make sure it's smooth. Give it a couple shakes. And there we have it. Alright, so the color of this guy is not going to be fantastic. Okay, the color is going to be a little bit gray because of the blueberries and the spinach together. But that's a meal right there. It's about mine the one that I just made with all those measurements, about 550 calories. That's actually pretty damn good for a meal. With super shakes, I go at least once a day as one of my meals every day. You can make it, one of your meals a day if you want. You can make it lunch, dinner, breakfast. They're good any time of day. One thing I recommend, I've been using this Ninja 900 watt. I don't know what it's called. I think that's what it's called. About 2 years. I've been using this every single day. Sometimes I make 2 a day. Actually, a lot of days I make 2 in one day. I've used this for 2 years, and it's still going strong. This is the one I would recommend. It's nice and easy because you can drink right out of this guy. I know like Vitamix makes one. It's probably like $300 though. This was like $80. Can't be beat. So this is my recommendation in terms of blenders. Just make sure you got one that you can drink right out of because that means you're actually going to make it. Okay? Oh, I can actually see some of these things. Oh, hey, Tiffany. There we go. Let's see. Lori, this is not a NutriBullet. Ninja 900 watt. NutriBullet works just as well, I think. I've never actually used one. I'm sure it works pretty well. Anything else out there? Any other questions before I head out of here? Very simple recipe, delicious. I'm telling you, I don't just drink these because they have good stuff in them. They are fantastic, delicious, good solid way to get a meal in. Especially those people that are on the go in the mornings. Breakfast is super hard for you. Try one of these bad boys out. Delicious. All right, guys. Well, have a good rest of your night. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. strength, or 6 a.m. body weight, 7 a.m. strength. Monday at noon. No, tomorrow at noon. We have nutrition lesson, and then I will see you guys. So I'll see you tomorrow at noon, then I'll see you again 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. on Tuesday. So coming at you every day this week, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Get it.